subscribe? Darling Radio, like and subscribe.
We got a lot of people in here. Yes, we do. We got a lot of people in here. Let me see. We got foundational Somali American, whatever the hell that is. What's a foundation? Did you call before? Everybody's trying to use foundation on that.
Yeah, I did call. It was a while back. Might have been like a few months ago.
Right. What's going on with you, man?
Yeah, nothing much, brother. I just wanted to talk on the subject of the immigration, what's happening in LA, and obviously you asked that question. You're like, should FBAs get involved? I believe it's a yes and no answer, and I'll make my point. With regards to the Latinos, it's none of your business. You're right, 100%. FBA should not get
Okay.
involved. How?
Go
Sorry.
ahead. Okay. I'm with it.
Yeah, but what I would say is, and just hear me out, let me land my point. When it comes to the Africans and the Caribbeans being, iced out, so to speak, I think it's within your interest, FBA collectively, to support us. And the reasoning being is your numbers are dwindling out in the same way that the original white American numbers were dwindling out. And that's when they had to add the Italian Americans, because before Italian Americans were not considered white. But when their numbers started dwindling down, then they're like, okay, we got to add more group to the white race. We got to add more, people that we didn't include as white before. Now we got to include as white. And I feel like FBAs are in this position too, because your numbers are dwindling down. I feel like you got to include black numbers from other, of the diaspora to your number, so you can fight this Latino invasion. Because otherwise, you're just gonna, your numbers are dwindling down. You know what I mean?
And here's the problem with that. Number one, our numbers are fine. Our numbers aren't dwindling. Our numbers are good. Two, when y'all come over, you have your own little separate enclaves. You don't join up with us anyway. Number three, y'all don't consider yourself black. You consider yourself your ethnic group. And also, a lot of East Africans are classified as Caucasian because of the Arab thing. Six, y'all have East Africans like Myron Gaines who come over and denigrate us, ain't trying to rock with us and build no solidarity numbers. So that has never happened. So yeah,
That's tr-
you can't
that's true.
you can't sell that. That's not a good sale.
That's true, Tariq. But you guys also have your Myron Gaines with Jesse Lee Peterson. Everybody's got their own. You know what I mean? Like,
It's
it's there's nothing we can do about.
yeah,
Every group is gonna have their. You know what I mean?
Jesse Lee Peterson is a domestic Sambo, and we've already neutralized any seriousness with him. Myron
Right.
Gaines worked for the damn federal government. So this guy had the authority to go out and arrest people. That made him very dangerous. That's completely different. Plus,
I
so that
sorry. Go ahead.
so that makes it he's a very different, dangerous animal. That's a very dangerous thing.
No, yeah, he might be dangerous, but like I said, he's not that much different from them. He's just from our group, so to speak. So I feel like we have our, you have your, let's just admit to that. And but we can say we have our flaws, but at the end of the day, you know
But
down the line,
but
generations down the line, we're going to need each other.
no,
When the race war gets down, it's like those LA prisons. You're not going to be like, hey, you're Caribbean, hey, you're Somali, we're not going to get down with you. No, the Cribs and the Bloods, when they're in prison in LA, Tariq, they get down together.
no,
When they're out in the streets, they're not. But when they're in that prison and it's a race riot,
slow down, no, because when things get hot, y'all gonna do what you did 500 years ago. Work with the Europeans to sell us out. Some of y'all have always worked with the Europeans to sell us out in large numbers. Yeah, there's a handful of the Jesse Lee Petersons, but there's a whole lot of undermining tethers, though. The tethers outnumber the Jesse Lee Petersons in mass numbers. You understand? See, the Jesse Lee Petersons, you can't have too many of them because they don't have anywhere to go. You don't have a community that would support you. You guys have whole tether communities where the whole community is down for undermining us. That's the big difference. Jay Scott, let me get Jay Scott in here. Jay Scott, unmute your mic. Oh, damn, Jay. Jay, boy, that phone is.
Hold on.
Well, Jay,
Can you hear me any better now?
much better. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, everybody? How you feeling tonight, Tariq?
I'm good, Jay. How are you, brother?
All is well, man. Over here, just getting ready for work next week, so about to go to sleep in a few. But as far as the issue in LA goes, I would say the most important thing people want to watch for in this situation is how it's going to be weaponized actually against all American citizens. And I don't mean in the sense of deportation, I mean in the sense of the surveillance software that they're planning on rolling out to enforce, all these deportations and catch everybody in the protests. And for those who don't know, what they're doing is they're going to be joining with Palantir, which is the CIA front company, to use their internal system, their database, to pull up everybody's information. They're centralizing all of the financial documents, medical records of all Americans and all people in the country. And long story short, even though right now it's being weaponized against immigrants, it will be weaponized against any protesting group whose interests don't align with the corporate oligarchs of the country. So if you think that reparations aligns with what the people running the country want to happen, then maybe those protests. Hey, what's up, man? Um, huh? No, it's all good. No, yeah, it's fine. Go ahead. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. Sorry about that, guys. So,
Where you at right now, brother? This time of night. Where you at?
I'm outside on my patio. They're doing some cleaning. He was asking me if it's okay for him to go up because it's late. So, but yeah, man. I don't want to take up too much time on the space. I know you have a lot of other people requesting to come up, but I'm just saying, look at how the crisis will be weaponized, because they did the same thing with 9/11. They brought out the Patriot Act. They did the same thing with COVID. They started implementing all these vaccine mandates. They're going to be doing the same thing with these protests and weaponizing it against all Americans, not just Latinos. So if Black Americans decide to protest, and I'm not saying what Black Americans should and shouldn't do, it should be on the basis of what they're going to be using this situation to do. Because that aligns with everybody's interests. So, I would say pay attention to Palantir, because there's a lot of money trails between Trump and that company in particular. So, yeah.
There you go. All right. Thank you so much. Yeah. See, the thing is with that, well, they're going to do more surveillance. Hey, listen, that's okay. They've always done surveillance on foundational Black Americans. That is nothing new. Yeah, that's not going to get us motivated to get out there. They have always done surveillance on us. They've over surveilled us first. Certain family, we had something on us called COINTELPRO. All right. You guys are 50 years late. They've been doing this shit to us. They had a whole program, COINTELPRO. They monitored every move we make in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. This is documented. They would monitor every move we make. They would infiltrate us. We were the 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 prototype for this surveillance that they're doing on everybody. Nobody had a problem when they were doing it to us, infiltrating, spying on us, tapping our phone calls. Oh man, they watched every move we made and sent agent provocateurs to undermine us. They would sit up here and have folks drugged and then kill them in their sleep, like Fred Hampton. Man, they would sit up here and have people get ambushed like Ashada Shakur. And come on, man, the Panther 21, Tupac's mother. They had agent provocateurs sitting up here getting under them, plotting attacks, but these were agent provocateurs doing it. And then sit up and monitor the phone calls and monitor people's mail. We've already had that. You dig? So yeah, those scare tactics are not going to work on us. Ain't that right, foundational Somalian American? All right. Okay, he's in there making him some injera bread. All right, thank you for calling, sir. All right, let me get some more calls. We got a lot of folks in here. We got a few thousand people up in here. Y'all give me a retweet. We chopping it up. Y'all retweet this. Ah, Bushmeat. Do y'all want to hear from Bushmeat Barrister? Speaking of foreigners and tethers, Bushmeat Barrister, hop on in, man. Let's.
Hey, Tariq. I have a couple questions. How do you feel about Martin Luther King?
Martin Luther King was a great person, a great foundational Black American. What about him?
Do you agree with what he said a long time ago? It's probably one of his famous quotes. Um, Injustice. Let me just grab that. Are you familiar with that quote about injustice?
One place is an injustice everywhere, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, basically, he said injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
Right.
And basically, do you think that not supporting this cause for what the current Mexicans and Latino people are going through, do you think that will cause a ripple effect? Because eventually, I mean, Dr. Claude Anderson specifically said this, that this will happen to us eventually, us potentially being deported to somewhere. Maybe it's back to Africa. This is just, let's say, maybe like a test run to see
And
about a
they
possible
do
solution.
that, and you can't explain it. So, and as you keep saying, Dr. Claude Anderson, I've never heard Dr. Claude Anderson.
Well, he did say that in one of his podcasts. He said that basically due to the fact that Black people don't produce
I
anything,
hear,
the government is going to find a.
I didn't hear him say that, so I would wish you stop quoting him and just quote yourself. I haven't heard him say that.
He said that in a specific
Sure.
broadcast, but
I don't know what,
just stating that.
and I don't know which context it is. So you bringing him up, and he's not here to defend his position. So you speak on what you know. I'm saying we're not going to get deported. To where? Where the hell are we going to get deported? These scare tactics are not going to work. Where are we going to get deported, Bushmeat? How? How are they going to get us rounded up to deport us?
The government always finds a way because Black people don't produce anything in this country. We're pretty much on the bottom. We just take, we consume,
That's,
we don't produce anything, you know, to better the lives in for American society.
that's, not,
There's a thing that's called Black
that's a
fatigue.
projection.
A lot of people are,
That's
there's a thing that's called
that's a
Black fatigue.
projection, sir. Y'all don't produce nothing, sir. Sir, we produce over here. Oh, you're on the internet right now using a computer. That was the foundational Black American named Mark Dean. He was the one who created those computer chips. Yeah, we produce high speed telecommunications. That was Dr. Victor Lawrence. He was a key innovator in that, who led to fast internet transmission. It's foundational Black Americans doing that.
Well, at least the immigrants, they do produce. I mean, I highly doubt a bunch
Who?
of Black.
Name them. Name them. Name them.
No,
Who?
I highly doubt a bunch of Black Americans are going to.
Some names of some foundational Black Americans who contributed to just the things we're on right now, the
Are
internet.
they picking up the? Are they picking up the fruits? Are they?
Picking up the fruit. What?
I'm just stating that Mexicans, immigrants, they do the work that most Americans don't want to do,
No.
especially.
They do work for the money we don't want to get paid. No,
Possibly, but
we are going to get paid. When we said slavery was over in 1865, we're not going to work for peanuts and have 25 niggas living up in a house. You're going to have to pay us the living wage. So yeah, we have no problem with working, but foundational Black Americans, we're going to make sure that the pay is right. We're going
in a capitalistic
we
society,
gonna
there.
make sure the coins are sufficient, sir, because we don't live 30 in a house like immigrants like yourself do, sir. We don't do that.
In a capitalistic society, you always need a working class. So there has to be a class that is exploitable, that is being paid
No,
less.
no,
So
no, no, you don't have to do that. It can be an equitable society. You can pay people what you're supposed to pay them.
that's more socialism, communism. That's
No,
why.
no,
But
you don't have to exploit anybody. There's enough resources to give people an equitable pay grade, and everybody can live comfortably, and everybody can do what they're supposed to do. You don't have to exploit anybody. That's bullshit.
And I also want to quickly go back to what Somali guy said. The black birth rates are definitely declining in America.
No,
It is. It's just Google it. It
know that.
use AI. Yes, it is. Stop lying, Tariq. The
I'm not,
black birth rates are seriously declining,
our birth rates are fine.
big time.
Well, how are our birth rates declining? Our birth rates are perfectly fine.
Well, black women lead the league in abortions, so
No,
they're
those
aborting their babies. So,
are,
and the other thing. So, basically, the black birth.
slow down. No, 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 no. Abortions come from the women in your community, immigrants. That's where the abortions are coming from. Look at what. No, 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 no. Let's break this shit down. Look, I want y'all to look up where most of the abortions happen. Which cities have the most abortions? It's New York. I'm in New York right now. New York is immigrant central. Washington, D.C., places like Miami, Chicago, places where there are a lot of immigrants, a lot of black immigrants, a lot of African and Caribbean immigrants. That's where a lot of those abortions are coming from. Not a lot of foundational black Americans. A lot of these immigrants, they come over and they have these weird little transactional sexual relationships with people in order to survive. You'll have night tricks and doing all types of weird shit sexually. And you come from these countries where you have all of these weird paternity frauds, Jamaica, Nigeria, where you're from. Paternity fraud is already high. It's already weird shit going on with the babies and the women getting pregnant by these weird niggas. Y'all bring that same shit over here. You understand? So let's just put it all in context. I want y'all to put everything in context. So when they start talking about the black abortion rate, they ain't letting you know that many of them are immigrant women, African and Caribbean women getting them damn abortions.
No, 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 you're lying. You're spewing nonsense. You
No,
know it. Basically, almost every single
no,
Planned Parenthood is they're basically based
dude,
in
look up DC.
black neighborhoods, basically. Significantly,
Black
FBA.
neighborhood, yeah, but it's a lot of immigrants living in those black neighborhoods. Why do you think that those abortion rates are high in places where there are a lot of immigrants? Places where there are not a lot of immigrants, you don't have those high abortion rates.
Why are you dismissing the fact that black American women are killing their
No,
babies?
most
That's why the black
most
rates.
of you guys, it's most of y'all come over here. You get one little anchor baby, but then you can't really afford a lot of them. So you have these abortions and all of that stuff because a lot of times y'all don't have health insurance. Y'all can't really take care of them like that because you didn't came over illegally. So yeah, you can't have too many anchor babies. You got to really watch the anchor babies. Y'all have these weird little um sexual relationships and um, um, strategic pregnancies. You know, they got to stop women from coming over here pregnant because they try to hop on a plane in their damn third trimester so they can have a baby over here. And they're like, no, take your ass back over.
And the other thing that impacts
The truth. Let's
fertility.
tell the truth. We got to put everything in context. Hold on. Let me get Twizzled, then I'm gonna get Cyber Regina. Hold on, Bushmeat. Let me get Twizzled, then I'm gonna get Cyber Regina. We're gonna discuss this. Brother Twizzle, hop on, brother.
Are you sure he's bushmeat? Because to me, he sounds like a racist ass Asian. I'm getting that Asian accent. You know what I'm saying? Like this, he has them racist ass Asian talks and Asian talking points on what they like to talk about. Because his whole conversation and this whole argument is the abortion, and that's what these Asians talk about. Black women this, black women that. I think this dude is an Asian. I don't think he's a four-headed Somalian with a overbite. You know what I'm saying? So these dudes, I'm really getting tired of them trying to come at black women for this and that when they all know that they have abortions because they know they family know if they have a baby or if they get pregnant out of wedlock, their family will disown them. You know
Right.
what I mean? We know how their families are. If their fathers even seen them even looking at a black man for even a second, they will get disowned. Not only that, they will get beat, shunned, and they won't even be able to come around the community no more. So I think Bruce Lee right here, you need to come clean and quit acting like he's something he's not, because I'm peeping your accent and I know Asian accent and I can know that a mile away. And I'm really hearing that you eat fried rice and you chase cats all day. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? So I heard that, Tariq, and I just had to come up here and lay the law down, man. He not slick, he's up here trolling, and they always think they smarter than somebody, and they're not. You know what I mean? They may have book smarts, but as my dad always told me, they just ignorant fools. You know what I'm saying? I land my plane, brother. I'm sorry coming back
And all
twice.
they can, all you can do is just resort to ad hominem attacks. I'm just pointing out the facts that the black rates are declining, and the primary reason why is because so many black women, black American women, have are just aborting their babies whenever they're having, reckless having.
Hello, immigrant women. And my brother Twizzle, he hit it on the nose. There's so many other things that will cause the women in your community to come over here and get abortions. Number one, they got these babies. They will get ousted from their families. They have these babies out of wedlock. Their families will disown them in many of these cultures. There's a stigma around that. Also, they have a lack of access to stable partners when they come over here. You understand? They come over here and ain't nobody really trying to help them raise no kid. You understand? And they don't have no money like that. They got to work 15 jobs and it's 100 people living in the house. So that's not an environment for no kids. So yeah, a lot of times they go ahead and get them abortions. Also, they don't have no health care because a lot of them come over illegally. They overstay their visas or whatever. So they don't have access to health care and birth control like that. So it's just easy to go down there to that clinic to get that abortion. Let's put it all in context. Let's put that thing all in context. Yeah? Put it all in damn context. Also, when they come over here, a lot of those immigrant women, they have these weird little sexual relationships. There's a lot of sexual exploitation when they come over here in order to they working as a domestic somewhere and smashing some white man. Remember up out here in New York, this white man called the Sperminator, up here knocking up all them damn African and Caribbean women. Y'all remember him? He's up here hooking up with these women in restrooms, knocking them up and all types of weird shit. Look up the Sperminator. All the women he was having kids with were these immigrant women. They have these weird little sexual relationships when they come over here. Let's put it all in context. Let me get my sister Nikki the God. I'm gonna get you, Cyber. Let's get Nikki in here. Nikki, what's up, dear?
Peace, Tariq. I just wanted to provide you with some facts. Immigrant Black women who have abortions have a 21% higher chance of having abortions. They have more abortions than foundational Black
Yep.
American women.
Yep.
That's all.
Thank you, dear. Yeah, they ain't telling y'all that. Yeah, I know this. I done talked to folks in the medical industry, and when you start looking at where this stuff happens, it's places where there's a lot of immigrants. The biggest abortion places are like New York, right here in New York, and DC, places like that. Let's put it all in context. Cyber Regina, hop on, beloved.
Hi, Tariq. How are
I'm
you?
good.
Um,
How are you?
First, I want to say absolutely not. We have a saying in the military, stand down. And I'm telling all of FBA, stand down. Use this time, go to school, study, get your houses in order, take care of your families, prepare for the future. This is not our fight
Mhm,
because they'll be out there fighting for us. Now, as far as what Bushby says, I am really sick of him.
mhm.
Every time I'm really sick of that guy. We know you're in New York right now. We know that there has been a vast um, plethora of Black Americans, FBAs that have left New York.
Mhm.
It is mostly when you see Black people, they are Latinos and Caribbeans. They are having most of the abortions. When I look at just my family, I'm 17th generation American, third generation New Yorker. We didn't start having illegitimate children into our family until the Caribbeans came in the 60s.
Yep.
All the illegitimate children that are in it, well, I hate to use illegitimate, but then they're my brothers didn't marry these women, are all Caribbean.
Mhm.
It's a fact. That's a fact,
Yeah.
okay? And they
Mhm.
didn't marry these women. Um,
Mhm.
Black Americans need to be in the mode. I'm doing anybody who's doing me. And
Yeah.
right now, they're not doing anything for us. And we just need to stand down. They can
Yes.
try to pull us in and pull us out, but we've done enough. And as far as, oh, they're going to get you too. We know that's not true. Oh, they're going to surveil you. They've done everything. Everything they're complaining about now has already been done to us. We're like, hold my coffee
Aye.
already seen this, okay? What else are they going to do to us? There's nothing more they can do to us. So we're just going to watch it. We've told people about this. It is just amazing to hear people complaining about what's going on in California when they use water hose on our people.
Yeah.
They hung our people when they had the reason why we don't use the word picnic is because they were after church they'd go out and lynch our people and cut them up and eat their bodies. Stop it.
Mhm.
There's nothing they can do to us. Take care of ourselves, take care of your families. Let's just move on because when we come out of this, we're going to come out on top.
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much, beloved. I appreciate you. Bushmeat, go ahead. Last words, Bushmeat.
Oh yeah, all I have to say is that maybe we should consider helping and standing with our Latino men and women out there because again, injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. That's all I have to say.
And musty under your arms is must everywhere. All right, say thank you. Let's get Doji Cat. Doji Cat. Hop on Doji. Doji is not saying nothing. There you go, Doji.
I'm not sure. My connection's kind of bad. How you doing?
I'm good, brother. How are you, Doji?
I'm all right. Man. I'm all right. I heard a comment earlier. I think it was Barrister, and I get the point he was trying to make, but he keeps grouping everything as one monolith. He's saying, black people haven't made anything or don't make anything, and they're going to get deported. And when you go back, I'm not sure out at the FBA how you interpret that uh, clearly because I've heard you mention it before, but when at the end of the day, this country was built, it's built around Black heritage. So there's nowhere to go. As he says, they're going to send you back to Africa or something like that, which I think is complete nonsense.
Exactly. Exactly.
That would not happen. But
Fear tactic. He's trying to use these fear tactics, and it's not working because we're not continental Africans. They're not going to send us no damn where. This is our homeland. You can't denationalize anybody. So yeah, we ain't going for those fear tactics.
That's that root work flavor, bold and divine. Root work flavor, gotta get that shine. Root work flavor, feeling fresh and new. 'Cause root work deodorant chooses you. Smooth on the skin, class in your soul. You wear root work when you're in control.